Hello and welcome to Rathods Science Academy. Today in this session, we are going to see current affairs of 31st July 2024. So let's get started with our discussion. So here I am taking daily edition of Hindu. So whichever edition you are having, you can go to that. There will be no problem with changing of editions. Okay, so let us see the front page of your Hindu. So this is front page. So in this front page, you can see there is one disaster which is depicted in this image. So can you see this image and can you see which disaster it is? It is belonging to landslide. So in our disaster management classes itself, we discussed about this landslides, right? So what is the keyword? Keyword is landslides. Okay, so the keyword is landslides. So just a minute, I think there is some problem. Okay, landslide. So where we can connect this topic? In GS paper 3, we have disaster management. So in disaster management, we will be studying about this landslide. And apart from that disaster management, we have GS paper 1 in geography. We can study in geography also, in this world geography, that too in your geomorphology. You will be studying about this topic of landslides, which comes under mass movements. Okay, it comes under mass movement. So what are the dimensions you have to see? So first one is you have to understand what is the meaning of landslides. So you have to know definition of landslides. And second one is you have to know about different types of landslides. And next you have to know what are the causes of these landslides. So in these causes we have natural causes and man-made causes. So you have to know both of them. And at last you have to know what are the impacts. So these things you can cover from your geography point of view, and from disaster management you have to see how or what are the measures can be taken in our disaster management cycle, like pre-disaster measures, during disaster measures and post-disaster measures. So all these three things are very important from this article point of view. And now let us try to understand what is happening in Kerala, because so this article is talking about Kerala. So in Kerala, if you see the map, so this is our southern part of our country, right? So in the western side we have Western Ghats, and on the eastern side we have Eastern Ghats, and they will be meeting at a place called as Nilagiri. So here in Kerala we have this Western Ghats. So what happened here is, from 48 hours onwards, from last 2 days, there was more than 550 mm of rainfall in this Kerala region. That is because of impact of monsoon. And because of this, what happened? That led to landslide. Actually, in the notes itself, I included some links of the video, like demo video karke I added the links, but unfortunately they are not playing here. I want to play them, but at least in tomorrow class I will try to play the important and interesting videos regarding that news, so that you can remember it for a longer time. So actually this article is saying that around 122 people they died in the landslides flattened Wayanad villages. So actually here, if you see in this image itself, here you can see, so there is one hill here. Okay, here in this Wayanad region, so we have Western Ghats here. So what happened was, like, because of excess rainfall here, some amount of this hill itself, it had been came downslide, and whatever the villages you are present in that, they had been submerged under this mud now. So not only this 122 people, so the unofficial data is saying that more than 1200 people they had been died, but we don't know clearly exactly. But in this newspaper it is saying just 122, but it is a very less number according to me. So in some news channels I heard it will be like more than 1200 people they are missing in this event. So it is like a very huge disaster. So from ethics point of view also, there is a chance of getting a case study, like you are a district magistrate in that so and so district. So this kind of events are happening recurrently in that so and so area, especially in Kerala. So how you are going to address this kind of issues in the future, or what are the measures you are going to take? So in this way also you can expect a question in your ethics that will be around 20 to 25 markers. Okay, 20 to 25 marker case study you can expect from this topic. Okay, now let us see in detail the notes regarding this article. So this article is saying that 120 people they were killed and more than 197 people they were injured under this multiple landslides which flattened in 3 villages of this Wayanad district in Kerala. And whenever you are writing your answers in disaster management, try to include recent examples and you have to know the district names also. And here this article is saying that now there is tragic loss of life. This landslide have resulted in significant deaths, and because of this we can understand the areas which are very much vulnerable to this type of disaster, especially from this Kerala. And next one is the problem here is people they don't know about the situation which is coming in the future because there is inadequate early warning system. So if they had at least some early warning system like so this might be happen, so you should be careful means so people used to be very much careful like they might be shifted to other places so that at least we can decrease the loss of life. And next one is ongoing rescue also it is a big challenge because if these people who are going to rescue them, so the mud is coming above their knees and even they can't find where the dead bodies are exactly present. So this is also one important challenge you are facing now. And next one is from government, yes, they are trying to provide some financial aid and as well as providing some NDRF forces for disaster response, everything. But even though there is declaration of mourning because lots of number of people they were lost their life. And this one is what happens here is whenever this landslide happened, there is one more disaster we can see here. For example, if this is a hill, so where this amount of this landslide had happened, for example, if there is any river which is moving in this way, what happened whenever this mud which had been piled up here means it will be changing its course of action. Whenever it is changing its course of action, it will be causing floods in another region. So it will lead to mud landslide and as well as floods. So double dhamaka seen here if this kind of landslide is happening. So this is also one cause of concern now. And apart from that, we need to focus on community resilience as well. So because the people who are present in that local area, so local volunteers will be very helpful in this rescue operation, rescue efforts because they know that region very much well rather than compared to that of other people. And next one is, yes, we have to understand the potential for future disasters as well. So here we have to go with the proper mapping of that region where the landslides are occurring frequently. And based on that, you have to take the proper rescue and operations and even preventive measures, etc. that you need to focus on. So these are the things that you have to remember from this article point of view. So what is a landslide? So landslide, it is a common geological phenomena. So in this phenomena, not only mud, rocks and as well as earth or debris flows down the slope. So it is because of influence of GF. It is not Gulfland. It is gravitational force. So it is entirely based on this gravitational force. It is very important thing that you have to remember. And this might be your prelim statement. It is not because of gravitational force. That means it is a wrong statement. It is because of only gravitational force. And it occurs like rock falls, deep-seated slope failures, mud flows and debris flows. So these are some examples of types of this landslides. So here I gave you one mind map which describes about what are the natural causes and what are the man-made causes. So natural causes are because of rainfall or because of water infiltration, so which is now the reason for this Kerala landslides. And this one is because of earthquakes, because of volcanic eruptions and because of erosion. Yes, we can see these are the main causes of landslides and they are natural causes. And in this human induced we have deforestation. So whenever we are removing vegetation there, that will causes instability in that slope, that will lead to landslide. And next one is because of construction activities or building of dams or development projects. And apart from that, we are not using land properly. For example, improper agricultural practices, overgrazing, poor drainage system. So all these are some man-made reasons for the causing of landslides. Okay. And if you are talking about different types, so this is very important, and you can get a choose the correct answer question based here. Like they will be giving pairs on one side and they will ask you which is the correct pairs. So in this landslides we have 5 different types. First one is falls. Falls is nothing but sudden drop of rocks or soil which happens from the steep slope. So in many movies this will be depicting, like suddenly rocks will come and fall on the car which is moving on the road. Suddenly the people in that car will be died. So even one tourist, one famous Instagram traveler also had been died recently because of this falls, etc. Next one is we have topals. Topals is forward rotation of rocks or soils out of the slope after when they are falling. So they will be the rotation will be happening. That is called as topals. And slides is nothing but the downward movement of material along with a definite plane. And flows is nothing but saturated soil. Saturated means nothing but soil is mixed with water and it is becoming like a slurry. So it will be very slippery. That is called as flow. And next one is on the gradual down slope. Whenever there is a slow movements are there, we are calling it as creeps. So these are the types of landslides that you have to know. And I gave you one prelims practice question. So see this ones. What type of landslide is characterized by slow gradual slope movement of soil or rock? It's very easy. And next I also gave you one mains question. Analyze the impact of climate change on the frequency and intensity of landslides and provide relevant examples. So we already know that climate change is happening. So because of this climate change, we are having some extreme weather events. So one such event we can see it as landslide. So now here, why landslide happened in this Kerala? Because of climate change. So because of climate change, excessive rainfall in this Kerala, that led to landslides, right? So you have to link in this way. What are the current affairs is there, and you have to use those current affairs to enhance your value to your answers. Okay. Yeah, now let us move on to next topic. So in the city page, there is nothing much important. So entirely our page is filled with Tamil Nadu Women's Summit. And actually, if you are from Tamil Nadu state, it is very important, but it is not much relevant from our UPSC point of view. So keep it aside. And in the states page also, there is nothing much important. So leave this page also. And mostly you can see how this had been stuck even not only in Kerala but even Karnataka also we have this landslides and heavy rain. So these are the images which are depicting that. Yes, in this editorial page, the first article is very important. It's talking about option or stratagem. So can you expect what might be given in this article? So if you see the central theme, it is saying that court should limit governor's power to refer bills to president without cause. So it is talking about which topic? Governor's power to, it is talking about governor's power to reserve bills. For whom? For president. So is this article important? Yes. So where you can see this article, we have GS paper 2 under polity and governance. We can connect this topic. And here why it is in news? Because Kerala, Tamil Nadu and states which are having non-BJP ruling parties. So they are facing this issue of reservation of bills for president by the governor. So whenever any bill needs to form a law or an act, means it has to pass in the both the houses of parliament and it has to get president assent. So it is regarding union bills at the union level or central level. So in the same way here, states will also wants to pass the bills, right? So whenever state government want to pass any bill, so it should be passed in the both the houses. If it is a bicameral or if it is unicameral, means only one house will be there. So in that house, after the bill is passing, then that will be placed before governor for his signature. That is called as assent. So whenever governor or president they are giving their autograph, then that bill will be becoming an act or a law. But now the problem here is, so state government is placing a bill in the house. Okay, here I am taking bicameral legislature. It is passing in the first house, it is passing in the second house, and it is placed before governor sir. Okay, and he has to give the assent. But rather than giving her assent, he is reserving the bill for president. He is bigger, no? Okay, president. So here you have to know two important articles. So first article is article 200, and here you have to know article 201. Article 200 says about powers of governor sir. Okay, powers of governor is said in this article 200. So whenever bill is coming to him, so what are the choices we have? So that is in article 200. So what are the choices he have? He have 4 options. So first one is he can give his autograph with smile. Okay, and second one is he says no, I won't give the sign. So he can directly reject. Second option here is he can reject. And third option is I didn't like your proposal, so I want some changes in that. That means he will be sending back for reconsideration. He will be sending back for reconsideration. Okay, and apart from that, he is also having one more power. He says that I will not take any action on this bill. Let President Sir will see this and President Sir will give the assent. That means he is reserving the bill for President. So now the issue is in many non-BJP states, governors, they are using this article 200 and they are reserving the important bills for the consideration of president. So what is happening here is they are not getting assent. So because of this, passing of bill is becoming very late. Okay, so that government, state government is not having proper policy making or policy implementation is not happening from the state government side. So that what happening? So it is hampering administration of the state government, and even it is affecting federal structure of our government. And here again you have to know about article 201, what are the powers of a president whenever the bill which is reserved by the governor is coming to him. Okay, so you have to know those. So now let us see this article in detail and let us try to understand some key points like what you have to write in your mains. So I am talking about the keywords that you have to include in your answer. So this article is saying that the Supreme Court of India needs to limit the power of governors to refer state bills to the president without cause, as this has been misused to undermine federalism. So actually many a times, especially governor, he is a central government agent. He is trying to control the state. So central government will be controlling the state through this post of governor. Okay, so because of this, here sometimes a governor will be reserving some bills for president, but actually many a times in the states like Kerala and as well as West Bengal, even in Telangana also, so here the bills are reserved for the president's assent, so that what happening, there is delays which are going on in this legislative authority. So if you see here now, this case went to Supreme Court and Supreme Court is saying this, and Supreme Court is saying that governor should not use this power excessively. So that is the thing which mainly said. So here this article is saying that yes, there is constitutional violation because the current practices which are following in many states, their governors are withholding the assent to the bills, which undermines the constitution in turn for fostering of state autonomy. So the key word here is state autonomy, and even that leads to constitutional crisis. Right? So here whatever the work which is there for the state government, that is welfare of people, because the state government is formed because the people, they are directly elected them, but whenever they are not focusing on the welfare of people, it is against our principles of constitution. That is the one thing we can understand. And even if you see now, Supreme Court ruling clearly said that state governors, they cannot act as vetoes. They must return the bills to assembly, reinforcing the needs to adhere this judicial guidelines. So whatever the judiciary now gave, like you should not use this veto, at that time they have to send back the bill if they are not giving the assent. And next one is there should be no manipulation. And even the state bills, they have to be referred to president only in certain circumstances. If every time governors are using this power means it will be eroding federal structure of our constitution. And especially why governors are reserving the bills for the president, because they want to delay this legislative process of state. Okay, so those are the things which are said. And here, as I said, you have to know what is this article 200, and I said about this 4 powers. And in the same case, you have to know about article 201, which talks about the president have the choices, like he can give his autograph, or he can withhold the assent, or else he can direct the governor to return the bill. Okay, those are the things which can be done by the president in case of reserving of bills for the president. And here you can see on which grounds the bill can be reserved. So it is very, very important 10 marker mains question. So I am saying that governor can reserve the bill, but on what basis he can reserve? So first one is if there is any conflict with central laws. If whatever the bill which passed by the state legislature, if it is in conflict with this central laws, then governor can reserve that bill for this president's consideration. And this one is on this national interest also. Whenever the interest of states or union out there, or whenever the national interest is coming into picture, yes, governor has the power to what can consider this bill. And next one here is constitutional provisions. So if there are doubts about constitutionality of the bill, whether it is according to our constitution or not, then he can reserve that bill for president. And next one is whenever there is any directive which comes from the president to reserve that bill, yes, he can reserve that bill. So in this way, these are the 4 important criteria that you have to know, like when the bill can be reserved by the governor. And I gave you one prelims question. Which of the following is not the reason for governor to reserve the bill for the president consideration? So option A, B, C, D. So go through this once. Okay, now let us see this next topic. Here you can see one more editorial. It talks about impatience with jobs. So in our budget from 23rd March on 23rd June onwards, we are seeing this topic of what? Inflation. Sorry, this employment. And especially before we came up with our budget itself, we had some news articles like whatever the claims made by our prime minister, they are wrong claims, and even RBI report and other reports are coming up in the news. So we came up with introduction of budget on 23rd July. So from that day onwards, we are discussing about this problem of unemployment. Okay, now let us see, or let us try to recall the things that we already studied in our budget. Okay, it is talking about budget and unemployment. So what is unemployment rate in India? 9.2%. Okay, so from which subject point of view we can read this article? GS paper 3 under economy. So first let me give you some basic idea regarding which things that you have to revise. So first one is you have to understand what is this budget and what is the process of passing this budget, and which are the 3 important motions involved, and what is the importance of the budget. So all these 4 things are very important from budget point of view. And from unemployment, you have to see either WB, that is World Bank definition, or IMF definition, or World Economic Forum definition of unemployment. So first one is you have to know about definition, and second one is you have to understand the types of unemployment, and you have to see what are the reasons of unemployment in India, and fourth one is what are the measures you can take to address this problem of unemployment. So actually We know that this problem is exacerbating day by day, and even because of increasing of science and technology also there is an increased threat of increasing of unemployment in India, right? So in these measures recently in our budget they said that they are going to get 5 schemes and they are focusing on employment generation. So this article is talking about only these 5 schemes, how they are focusing on increasing of employment. Is that a new topic? No. If you are following our current affairs daily, so you will be telling what are those schemes and where they are focusing on. So it is not at all a new topic. So let us see that in detail. So budget stress on employment is good and lot more needs to be done. So they are focusing on unemployment and they want to increase employment opportunities, but now they have to focus on more things. So this is a thing which mainly said. So here if you see this article, it is saying that in the recent budget speech itself, our finance minister, they are focusing on increasing of employment and they said that about rupees 2 lakh crore package is aiming on providing 4.1 lakh youth this employment. So they are focusing on especially 3 job based incentive schemes. Okay, that means after getting the jobs, so they will be getting like direct benefit transfers, etc. And they are getting jobs in the manufacturing sector. So like that, there are 3 job linked incentive schemes. They are said in our budget speech. So actually, I gave you one link here. So this link, it is about those schemes which directly said by our finance minister. So if from tomorrow class onwards, at least I will try to come up with a separate session of that document so that I can play those videos in the class itself. So if you see the key schemes, you're saying that there is some shift in employment stance. So now this year the budget is focusing on employment so that we can understand that our government is focusing on employment generation. It is serious about that. Because of 2024 election results, government understood that people are discontent because of increasing of unemployment and as well as increasing of prices. So there is one more article based on that as well. And next one here is there is significant financial commitment. So they are focusing on 2 lakh crore package. It is one of the bold steps. And we have to see that these funds need to be utilized efficiently so that they can create good amount of job opportunities in our country. And this one is even for new hiring also there should be incentives should be given so that here they will try to participate and they will try to come into this field. And next one is we have to focus on improving of skills because we are having a very large bridge of the skills as well. So it is one of the fundamental challenge in our employment and we have to focus on that. And next one here is we have to provide some internship opportunities for the students so that they can learn something and they can have proper corporate engagement and even quality of internship can be offered. And this one is even whatever the structural issues are there, so we have to address those issues like labor laws and as well as investment problems. And when we are in that situation to clear that problems and automatically, so we can improve this job creation and we can come up with the deeper reforms in this section. And finally, we have to improve the consumption. So whenever people are coming outside and consumption increases, then only we can see the growth in our economy. So government need to take the steps to improve the consumptions as well. And next topic it is about Indian voter behavior. Already when we got the election result on June 4th, right? So after this June 4th and June 5th and June 6th in Hindu newspaper, so entirely the paper was about this CDS. Okay, so this CDS, that is Lokniti Center for Study of Developing Centers post-election survey. So there what they said, so why this BJP power, so sorry, why this BJP political party got less number of seats than compared of exit polls? People are dissatisfied with Modi's government. Why? What are the reasons? Can you tell me? So there is one more link here. Actually, I lost those links. Okay, tell me. So why people are dissatisfied? One is because of increasing of unemployment in our country. And next one here is because of inflation, rising of prices, and only people are happy with this Ram Mandir. Next, so all these things that we discussed in our earlier classes, can you recall those things? And if you are a studious student, yes, of course you can recall these things because we discussed in very clear manner. So here 2024 Lok Sabha elections revealed that yes, there is some complexity in Indian voter behavior. So earlier the voting behavior was entirely different, and this year it was entirely different because nowadays there is increasing of science and technology. Each and everyone, they are having mobile phones and they are watching what is happening across and how government is ruling. So where there are the drawbacks, everything they are understanding. So because of this, we can't win elections just with the money power or muscle power. That is the one important thing that we understood in this 2024 elections. So here voter priorities, they are shifted towards socio-economic issues, like they are focusing on unemployment, price rise, and even they are not focusing on the ideology of that political party. Earlier people used to go for voting based on the political party ideology, but now they are not focusing on ideology of that so and so political party. They want to solve these real life problems they are facing. And voters, they appreciated this BJP initiatives like Ram Mandir. Only that thing they had been accepted. And if you see some important details, so in this Lokniti survey, they were saying that BJP won 240 seats, but it is not having a majority. Because of this, it took help from Andhra Pradesh and as well as Bihar. And next one here is voter concerns, or 50.7 percentage of voters, they are prioritizing that yes, there is increased unemployment and price rise, so government need to address this issue first. And this one is there is also some ideological influence. 7.5% they were swayed by Ram Mandir issue, so they are happy because Ram Mandir has been inaugurated during the time of Modi. And next one is, if you see this leadership preference, 67 percentage of voters now they want strong leaders, because mostly children who are children now, they become the citizens tomorrow, right? So in the same way here, our future of country will be depending on this working age group. Okay, now 67 percentage of these voters, they want strong leaders with accountability. And if you see majority versus minority, nearly 49% support majority will be, and 48 back minority protections are going on. Okay, so these are the some important details given under this Lokniti survey. So if you're talking about some key points, it is saying that now in India, we are seeing a very complex voter behavior and Indian electorate which demonstrate the blend of socio-economic priorities, and they are focusing on, they are not focusing on these ideological loyalties. And next one is they want desired influences. So BJP had been successfully built in ideological narrative, and its electoral support is more closely tied to economic issues, and they want to focus on, especially appreciate these ideological initiatives. That's it. And this one is, if you see the leadership dynamics, so here especially citizens, they want a very strong leadership with accountability and as well as evolved perspective, and appreciate effective governance, and we have to focus on proper checks and balances. So all these are required. And majority versus minority rule, so actually this BJP government, they promoted Hindutva or Hinduism etc compared to set of minority. So this is also one important problem. And this one is they're also focusing on economy prioritization is also there, because they want to increase this decrease this unemployment and to increase employment opportunities. And they are focusing on future electoral strategies, and they're also focusing on party platforms. And next one is, if you're talking about this voters engagement, so there is some nature that you are saying that in this voters also there is increasing of awareness, engagement in the political processes, and because of that here there is a real wide connections that you are seeing, and they are going to the future aspirations, and they will be taking the right decision. And next topic is different armed groups of Myanmar. So you all know that we are sharing directly boundary with Myanmar. So here we have Bangladesh. Okay, here we have Myanmar, and with Myanmar we are sharing this boundary. So actually what is happening in Myanmar? Myanmar is under military junta. It is under military junta. It is under rule of military now. There is no democracy here in Myanmar. So because of this, in yesterday's class also we discussed that quad, quadrilateral group, which is also focusing on resolving issues like Russia issue, Palestine issue, and as well as this Myanmar issue, right? So in Myanmar we have this military junta, so we have to address this problem. So if you see this article in detail, it is saying that here the military has lost control of large parts of this Myanmar. So here since a long time military was controlling Myanmar, and now what happened after the year-long struggle? Now the military is losing the control of large parts of the country. Okay, especially ethnic armed organizations, people defense forces. So they are having some considerable gains in this Myanmar region. So if you see some things here, it is saying that over years, actually China has extended the support to this EOAs as well as military, and because of that, Myanmar used to become very very strong. But what happened? So China is coming or withdrawing from this, providing the support. And next one is India can share its experiences and also toolkit on federalism. So whenever this kind of things which are happening at the back door, India cannot be tolerating. So this is the thing that you have to remember. And next one is we are also having some geopolitical stakes. Like whenever this China is supporting this Myanmar, obviously Myanmar will be supporting this China's Belt and Road Initiative. So it is also one important cause of concern. Okay. And next topic is 150% custom duty on lab chemicals alarms scientists. So what happens when the custom duty is increased? There will be increased of prices, right? So customs is nothing but it is related to trade. In trade we have exports and as well as imports. So custom duty means duty on this exports or imports. So whenever there is increasing of duty, there will be increasing of price, right? So actually this article is saying that earlier we used to have 10% of custom duty on this lab chemicals. Now it had been increased to 150%. So because of this, the cost of this medicines will be going to be increased 150 times soon. Okay, now let us see this article in detail. It says that the recent increase in custom duty on laboratory chemicals in India from 10% to 150%, which is having an alarm. Okay, now. So here whenever there is increasing of financial burden, what happens in this research? So will the people come and do research? No. Okay, so there will be stifling innovation as well as there will be decreasing of progress in research fields, and even there will be reduced experimentation as well as exploration of new ideas. And next problem here is there is also a potential miscommunication. The speculation which is regarding a possible misprint, which highlights the importance of clear communication. So we need a proper communication between government departments and as the scientific community. So if there is no proper information or communication, means that will lead to misunderstandings. And this one is even there is some imposition on this local manufacturing limits, like 2014 pandemic region, some local procurement and many essential chemicals are still not manufactured in India. Okay, it is also one important problem. And if you see about this custom duty, it is a type of tax which imposed on goods that are transported across the nations. Okay, so here the purpose of this custom duty is protect each country's economy, residents, governments, environment, etc. So that in this way they will be controlling the flow of goods, especially restrictive and prohibited goods in and as well as out of the country. So I gave you one plans question, so please try to solve that question once. And if you go on to our Delhi edition, so in this text and context I discuss about this topic, and in this news page there is nothing much important. And here entire page is related to this landslides only. And here there is one article regarding this custom duty. So these are the very important articles that appear in today's Hindu newspaper. So by this I am concluding, and please do subscribe to our Rathods Science Academy. And one more announcement I want to make is, so in Rathods Science Academy we are starting this science and technology module, which will be taken by Sukrut Sinha sir. And he had around 12 to 13 years of experience and he is one ex-defense officer, and every day the classes will be there from 9 to 1:30 p.m. 4 hours of classes every day, along with prelims practice and as well as mains practice questions. And one more thing here is this course will start from 6th August, okay, till 17th August. So this classes will be helpful for even your group 1. So especially if you have cleared their group 1 prelims, you can take these classes. Okay, so and if you want to contact me, you can contact me on this number 8074765513, and this is my WhatsApp number even, and you can message me on my number as well. Okay, so if you want to take on offline, you can come to the class, or else you can take on the online. So we are providing the both the options, and try to join this course. It will be very useful, and the cost is just 3,500 rupees. So thank you so much guys for watching, and please do like this class and share this class to your friends, and do subscribe to Rathods IAS Academy.